Okay, so by popular demand, a quick capsule video just to talk about contaminated sites. Now, in the field of work I'm doing, I deal with contaminated sites more or less every week. Now, a contaminated site is not that bad. It depends on the quantity of contaminants and what is acceptable and not for the banking system. So basically, if you have a contaminated site, if you have a multifamily building, industrial building, a piece of land or commercial building that is on a contaminated piece of land, it is fine. You do not have to decontaminate it unless you're in the financing process. The banks are going to regulate and they're going to ask you to have a site that is going to meet a certain criteria of contaminants depending on the usage of it. For example, a multifamily site could have a certain quantity of contaminants, but not as much as an industrial site. So what is acceptable is decided by the banking system and by professionals. So while we're in a transaction, what we want to do is we want to first of all have professionals come in that are going to produce an environmental report to see where the contaminants are coming from, if they're coming from the site itself or are they coming from a neighbor. That's the first step. Second step is to see what are the nature of the contaminants. Is it oil-based? Is it heavy metals? Is it coming from solvents or chemical products? That's the second part of it. Third part of it, to see what type of volume we have. What is contaminated? Where is it located? How many square yards of contaminants do we have on site? And how much it's going to cost to decontaminate or to treat directly on site the contaminated piece of land that is in question. So what you need is you need quotations, and you need companies to come in to give you quotations based on volume. So these people have to know what they're doing. They have to have a certain level of experience. They have to have done it in the past. They have to be recognized by the environmental companies. And once all that's done, you need what we call a rehabilitation report that's going to come and define that the site is now within contamination volume that is acceptable for the banks or is completely decontaminated. So, contrary to popular belief, a piece of land that is contaminated can be sold. What we do is we use the tools that I've talked about during this short video, reports produced by environmental companies, quotations, volume reports, and the rehabilitation report to be able to close a deal and negotiate between the parties a price that makes sense for everyone. So have a great day. I'll see you next time.